This video will show you how to beat half cash in all 20 advanced maps without using powers, continues, insta-monkeys, or double cash. If you're at the point where you're blackboarding advanced maps, you should have the vast majority of the monkey knowledge in this game, so this video will assume full monkey knowledge. This guide also assumes you have all of the heroes unlocked. Specifically, this guide uses Oben, Sada, Benjamin, and Corvus. We'll go over the maps in order of ascending difficulty, where we'll first identify the idiosyncrasies of each map and then show a strategy for completing it. The easiest advanced map is Ancient Portal. It is a single lane map with some spots that give buffs to heroes placed on it. It also has this button that switches the tracks, which I would not recommend using for half cash. Since this is an easy single lane map, we can do the same basic Sada strategy from our intermediate map video, which we'll go over again here. We start by placing our free dart monkey here and our non-free dart monkey here. On round 6, sell the non-free dart monkey and replace it with Sada. Put Sada on this platform here as it will increase her popping power. Place a bomb shooter on round 11, upgrading it to extra range on round 12, frag bombs on round 15, and then cluster bombs on round 20. On round 22, sell the free dart monkey, as having all existing primary monkeys at tier 3 will make the subsequent bomb upgrades cheaper. Crosspath our bomb shooter with bigger bombs on round 22 and heavy bombs on round 27. Upgrade to recursive cluster on round 36. Use Sada's leaping sword for the camos on round 37. Get down an alchemist next to our bomb shooter on round 40, setting it to strong and upgrading it to acidic mixture dip. Use Sada's leaping sword to catch the insides of the round 40 Moab. Upgrade our alchemist to berserker brew on round 41. Leaping sword the camo rainbows on round 42. Place a village on round 46 covering our towers and upgrading it to radar scanner. Crosspath our alchemist with perishing potions on round 48. Upgrade the village to jungle drums on round 49. Get down a monkey ace in village and alchemist range on round 52, upgrading it to never miss targeting. Crosspath it with lots more darts on round 54. Upgrade the alchemist to stronger stimulant on round 57. Get down a boomerang in village range on round 59, upgrading it to glaive ricochet and then crosspathing it with red hot rings. As mentioned before, upgrading to the tier 3 upgrade first will make the crosspath cheaper. Upgrade the boomerang again to more glaives on round 62. Upgrade the village to primary training on round 63. Then to primary mentoring on round 66. Place down a second bomb shooter in village range on round 70, setting it to strong, upgrading it to Moab Mauler, and crosspathing it with bigger bombs. Upgrade it to Moab Assassin on round 73. Use your Moab Assassin ability as much as you can to delete Moabs and break down BFBs. Get down a second boomerang in village range on round 75, upgrading it to Bionic Boomerang before crosspathing it with red hot rings, again to make the crosspath cheaper. On round 78, use Sada's sword charge on the first ceramic rush, and then another sword charge for the second ceramic rush. Upgrade the boomerang to turbocharge on round 79, and finally, use all abilities to take out the final ZOMG. The next easiest map is Another Brick, which is another straightforward single lane map. There are a few line of sight barriers, but none that complicate the map at all for half cash. In fact, we can do the same Sada strategy here that we did in Ancient Portal. I'd recommend placing Sada in this corner, as it provides the most opportunities for her to hit balloons. You can then continue with the strategy as normal, placing the recursive cluster here, the alchemist here, village here, monkey ace here, more glaives here, Moab assassin here, and turbocharge here. The next map is Off the Coast, which is another easy single lane map where we can also do the same Sada strategy that we did in Ancient Portal. Sada does a decent job in this front bend here, so I'd recommend putting her there. You can then fit your towers in a fairly straightforward way, placing the recursive cluster here, the alchemist here, village here, monkey ace here, more glaives here, Moab assassin here, and turbocharge here. The next map is Enchanted Glade, which is a 2-lane map, but one where the balloons alternate between them every round. This map can also be done with the same Sada strategy as Ancient Portal, using the space on the bottom middle. The space is a little limited, so you may want to use sandbox mode first to make sure you practice fitting things properly. I'd recommend placing Sada in the middle, the recursive cluster on her left, the alchemist here, the village here, the ace here, the glaive boomerang here, the Moab assassin here, and the turbocharged boomerang here. Cornfield is another easy single lane map. There is not a lot of space on the middle platform to place things, but you are able to remove some of the corn for a price, which allows you to place down more towers. However, we can use the corn to our advantage by using juggernauts, as their spiked balls can bounce off of the corn. In general, juggernauts are a very cheap tower that can punch above their weight on maps with walls, so they are a good choice for half cash when you can use them. Start with their free dart monkey in the middle and a non-free dart monkey here. On round 6, we'll sell the non-free dart monkey and buy Sada here. We'll upgrade the dart monkey to sharp shots on round 8, razor sharp shots on round 10, spike-o-pult on round 13, long range darts on round 14, enhanced eyesight on round 15, and juggernaut on round 28. We'll place down another dart monkey on round 29 on the top right. We'll upgrade it to sharp shots on round 30, razor sharp shots on round 31, spike-o-pult on round 33, juggernaut on round 37, and then cross-path it with enhanced eyesight on round 38. We'll then upgrade the middle dart monkey to ultra juggernaut on round 55. Place down another juggernaut cross-pathed with enhanced eyesight on round 59, and another one on round 63. This will be enough to finish the level, although you can feel free to add more juggernauts or other towers for some extra safety. The next advanced map we'll look at is High Finance. Like Enchanted Glade, it is a 2-lane map where the balloons alternate between the lanes every round. The map is quite space constrained, so we'll use a different Sada strategy that makes use of the water. Place down a Buccaneer here and a Dart here on round 3. Get Sada here during round 8. Upgrade the boat to Grape Shot on round 14, Faster Shooting on round 16, Double Shot on round 20, and Hot Shot on round 24. Leaping Sword the 3rd Pink Rush on round 36. Upgrade to Destroyer on round 37, and Leaping Sword the camos at the end of the round. Leaping Sword the insides of the round 40 Moab. Get down a village here on round 42, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. This holds until round 50, where we'll want to Leaping Sword at the very start to damage the first Moab, and then Leaping Sword again off cooldown, which should be when the second Moab arrives. Upgrade to Aircraft Carrier on round 51. Upgrade the village to Jungle Drums on round 53. Get down a second boat on round 54, upgrading it to Grape Shot and Faster Shooting on round 55, Double Shot on round 56, Destroyer on round 59, and Hot Shot on round 60. Round 63 should be fine, but feel free to sword charge the 3rd Ceramic Rush to be safe. Upgrade the second boat to Aircraft Carrier on round 71. Get out a submarine on round 72, upgrading it to Heat-Tipped Darts. Upgrade it then to Missile Launcher on round 74. For safety, sword charge the 2 Ceramic Rushes on round 78. Finally, on round 80, sell both of your aircraft carriers, upgrade the submarine to First Strike, and use the First Strike ability on the final ZOMG. We now get to our first converging 2-lane map, Underground. As we saw in the intermediate map video, the same Sada strategy we saw in Ancient Portal is very effective on these kinds of maps. We are not super space constrained for this map, but you'll want to make sure you can fit things properly. I'd recommend placing Sada here, your recursive cluster here, your alchemist here, your village here, monkey ace here, more glaives here, Moab assassin here, and turbocharge here. Sunken Columns is another converging 2-lane map that our basic Sada strategy also works great on. I would recommend placing your towers at the top, as it gives you the opportunity to use Sada's Leaping Sword ability on any leaks in the early game. However, the space at the top is very limited, and it will take some effort to place things properly. I'd highly recommend testing this out in the sandbox editor before doing your attempt. I'd recommend placing Sada here as bottom as possible, but also slightly to the left. Place your recursive cluster to her right, tucked in as low as possible and as close to Sada as possible. Then, I'd place down our monkey ace here, as top right as possible, before then placing our alchemist, which should barely fit between the recursive cluster and the monkey ace. If you've misplaced your towers, the alchemist might not fit properly. You can then fit in a village here, more glaives here, Moab assassin here, and turbocharged boomerang here. The next map we'll look at is Last Resort, which is a tricky single lane map where the balloons move quite a bit faster than we're used to, and the track has different lengths on different rounds. In particular, rounds that are multiples of 4 have the shortest track length, so we'll want to make sure we use our abilities on those rounds to ensure we don't die. Additionally, the map is a lot more space constrained than it looks. We'll generally put our towers on the top part here, but we will not be able to comfortably fit any large towers like the monkey ace. As a result, we'll modify our Sada strategy, replacing the monkey ace with a full auto sniper. We'll do our standard 2 dart start, placing the free dart monkey in the front and the non-free dart monkey here. We'll sell the non-free dart monkey on round 6, replacing it with Sada here. We'll get down a cluster bomb next to Sada and continue the standard route, getting a recursive cluster and an acidic mixture tip alchemist next to it. Round 40 will be a bit tight, so be sure to leaping sword as soon as the Moab breaks open. After upgrading the alchemist to a berserker brew, we'll want to get down a sniper next to Sada here, and a village next to the sniper here, putting them as close together as possible. Give the village radar scanner on round 46 and then bigger radius on round 47, so that our recursive cluster can get camo detection. Crosspath the alchemist with perishing potions on round 48. Give the village jungle drums on round 49. We'll need a bit more Moab damage in the 50s, so we'll add a Moab Mauler on strong next to our village here. Do a leaping sword at the end of round 52 to avoid leaking. Upgrade to Moab Assassin on round 54. Add in a boomerang on round 56, upgrading it to Glaive Ricochet and cross-pathing it with Red Hot Rangs. Upgrade it to more glaives on round 59. Upgrade the village to primary training on round 60, and use the Moab Assassin ability to break down the BFB. Give the village primary mentoring on round 63. Get out a second boomerang on round 64, upgrading it to bionic boomerang as soon as possible. Use the Moab Assassin ability on a fortified Moab, and leaping sword at the end if necessary. Crosspath the boomerang with Red Hot Rangs on round 65. Upgrade the sniper to even faster firing, cross-pathed with Full Metal Jacket on round 66. Use the Moab Assassin ability for the BFB on round 68. Upgrade the sniper to semi-auto on round 71. Use the Moab Assassin ability on round 72 for each BFB. Upgrade the sniper to large calibre on round 73. Use the Moab Assassin ability on round 75 for the BFBs. Sword charge round 76. Upgrade the sniper to full auto on round 77. Sword charge the ceramic rushes on round 78. Upgrade the boomerang to turbocharge on round 79, and use the turbocharge ability and Moab Assassin ability for the 2 fortified BFBs. Then, for round 80, we can sell all our towers, break open the ice, buy a First Strike submarine, and use the First Strike ability to take out the final ZOMG. Cargo is technically a converging 2-lane map where normal balloons go through the horizontal lane and Moabs go up the middle lane. We can actually do the exact same strategy that we did in Last Resort. However, you will want to place things down in a certain way to maximize your tower's effectiveness. I'd recommend placing Sada on the left here, the recursive cluster under her, the village below it, the alchemist to its right, the Moab Assassin under the village, the more glaives on the top right, the bionic boomerang below the Moab Assassin, and the sniper on the left here in village range. Midnight Mansion is another converging 2-lane map. However, this map has line of sight blockers that make the sniper much less effective, and it also lacks the space to put down a monkey ace. So, we'll need to modify our Sada strategy once again, this time using a glue gunner. After placing our 2 dart monkeys, we can continue with the route as normal. However, be sure to leaping sword any leaking balloons in the 20s and 30s. On round 43, we'll spend $250 clearing this desk and putting down a village. We'll upgrade it to radar scanner on round 46. We'll give Perishing Potions to our Alchemists on round 48, and then we'll give our village Jungle Drums on round 49. We'll then get down a Moab Mauler on Strong on round 50, upgrading it then to Moab Assassin on round 54. We'll get down a Boomerang on round 56, upgrading it to Glaive Ricochet before cross-pathing it with Red Hot Rings. We'll upgrade it again to more Glaives during round 58. Give the village Primary Training on round 59. Use the Moab Assassin ability on round 60. On round 61, get down a Glue Gunner, upgrading it to Stronger Glue. Use the Moab Assassin ability when the Fortified Moabs arrive on round 64. On round 65, upgrade the Glue Gunner to Moab Glue and set it to Strong. Crosspath it with Bigger Globs on round 66. On round 68, we'll get down a second Boomerang, upgrading it to Bionic Boomerang, and then cross-pathing it with Red Hot Rings. We'll then upgrade the Glue Gunner to Relentless Glue on round 74, and then Glue Splatter on round 75. Sword Charge round 76. Sword Charge again on the 2 Ceramic Brushes on round 78. Finally, upgrade the Boomerang to Turbocharge and use all of your abilities to take out the final ZOMG. The next map is Spillway, which is a converging 4-lane map that has a lot of line of sight blockers, aside from a platform in the middle that serves as prime real estate for a single tower. Sada does not work well on this map, as she cannot be placed in the middle and thus cannot attack where the main action is. This is a map where Benjamin is very good, as we can set up a cheap early game defense that can survive pretty well until the early 20s, allowing us to get down Benjamin and set up some additional defense before we get overwhelmed. After we get down Benjamin, we will start making quite a bit of money, and the late game will become very easy. We'll start by placing our free Dart Monkey in the middle platform, upgrading it to very quick shots and cross-pathing it with extra range. On round 9, we'll upgrade the Dart Monkey to triple shots. This holds remarkably well, allowing us to place down Benjamin during round 18. Placing him down during the round instead of after will net us an additional $70. On round 21, we'll place down a Mortar, setting its targeting to inside the loop. On round 22, we'll upgrade the Mortar to faster reload. Upgrade the Dart Monkey to Enhanced Eyesight on round 24. Upgrade the Mortar to Rapid Reload on round 26, Heavy Shells on round 30, Bigger Blast on round 32, and Balloon Buster on round 33. Get down a Monkey Ace on round 35, upgrading it to Rapid Fire on round 36, Lots More Darts on round 38, and Fighter Plane on round 39. Get down a second Mortar on round 40, setting its targeting to inside the loop and upgrading it to Increased Accuracy. Upgrade it again to Burny Stuff on round 41, Signal Flare on round 42, Faster Reload on round 43, and then Rapid Reload on round 44. Upgrade the Monkey Ace to Operation Dartstorm on round 48. Get down a Village on round 49, upgrading it to Jungle Drums on round 50. We'll now start making some money with a couple banana farms. Get down a banana farm also on round 50, and then upgrade it to Greater Production on round 51. Get down a second banana farm on round 52, upgrading it to Increased Production on round 53, and then Greater Production on round 54. On round 60, sell your free Dart Monkey, and replace it with a Glue Gunner, upgrading it to Balloon Liquefier cross-pathed with Glue Splatter. Upgrade your first farm to a Marketplace on round 64, and then your second farm to a Marketplace on round 66. Get down a second Monkey Ace in Village range, upgrading it to Never Miss Targeting on round 69, and cross-pathing it with Lots More Darts on round 70. Get down an Alchemist on round 71, upgrading it to Berserker Brew cross-pathed with Perishing Potions. Upgrade it then to Stronger Stimulant on round 73. Upgrade the village to Radar Scanner during round 74. On round 78, sell your Operation Dartstorm, both Mortars, and Alchemist, and upgrade the Monkey Ace to Spectre. Finally, on round 80, sell both farms and get down a Submarine, upgrading it to First Strike and using the First Strike ability to take out the final ZOMG. The next map is Dark Path, which is a single lane map with line of sight blockers, making it difficult to use a Sada strategy. As we learned in our intermediate map video, for maps like these we can use Corvus instead, as his spirit and spells can keep things at bay until we can afford some good towers. We'll use the same Corvus strategy we covered in our intermediate map video and cover the steps here. As a note, this strategy is a bit harder than the ones we've seen earlier in this video, but the map is easy enough that you can mistime a few spells and abilities without dying. And as we'll see later, this strategy will become our go-to on some of the hardest advanced maps, so it is well worth learning on an easier map like this. We'll start with a boomerang on this platform here and our free dart monkey in the back. On round 13, sell the boomerang and replace it with Corvus. On round 15, do a harvest and then activate Corvus's spear spell, remembering to dismiss it on round 16. On round 19, do another harvest to get some additional mana. On round 21, get down a helicopter, locking it over the track. Use Corvus's soul barrier spell for the round 24 camo. On round 25, harvest the purples. Upgrade the helicopter to quad darts on round 27. Activate Corvus's spear spell to pop the round 28 leads, remembering to dismiss it on round 29. Use Corvus's ember spell to pop the round 30 leads. Upgrade the helicopter to IFR on round 33 and then pursuit on round 34. Use Corvus's ember spell again to pop the round 37 leads. Upgrade the helicopter to razor rotors on round 38. Use Corvus's ancestral might spell for the round 40 Moab. Activate Corvus's trample spell for the ceramics on round 43. Get down a village on round 44, covering the helicopter, upgrading it to radar scanner, and moving Corvus to within village range. Use Corvus's trample on the round 47 ceramics. Use trample again for the round 49 ceramics. Get down a monkey ace on round 50, upgrading it to never miss targeting cross-pathed with lots more darts. Upgrade the village to jungle drums on round 51. Get an alchemist on round 53 next to the monkey ace, upgrading it to acidic mixture dip. Upgrade it to berserker brew on round 55 and cross-path it with perishing potions on round 56. Sell the free dart monkey on round 60, replacing it with attack shooter, upgrading it to blade maelstrom. Selling the dart monkey is important to make the blade maelstrom upgrade cheaper. For round 63, use the Blade Maelstrom ability for the first ceramic rush, trample the second ceramic rush, and use the Blade Maelstrom ability again for the third ceramic rush. Use the Blade Maelstrom ability off cooldown on round 64 for the fortified Moabs. Maelstrom the BFB insides at the end of round 65. Maelstrom the fortified Moabs on round 66. Use the Blade Maelstrom ability again on round 71 when the cluster of Moabs reaches it. Use it again on round 73 when the BFB insides reach it. Use it again on round 74 for the insides of the BFB. On round 75, sell your Blade Maelstrom, Helicopter, Alchemist, and Village, and upgrade the Monkey Ace to Spectre. Buy a village on round 77, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Upgrade it again to Jungle Drums on round 79, and this should clear the rest of the level. The next map is Peninsula, another single lane map with the gimmick being that there is a lot of water surrounding it and not very many land spots to put towers. We can do this map using the same Corvus strategy as with Dark Path. However, this map is a little bit harder, so we will need to use a couple more Corvus spells. We'll start with 2 Dart Monkeys on this platform. On round 13, sell the non-free Dart Monkey and replace it with Corvus. The rest of the route is exactly the same as Dark Path until round 64, so I'll avoid repeating everything here. Just make sure you place your helicopter as high as possible on the middle platform, your village right under it, your monkey ace as low as possible, and your alchemist right between them. You will not have the space to move Corvus to be within village range, but that should be fine, as our military towers will be able to handle the camo rounds. The Blade Maelstrom will then go where the first Dart Monkey was on the starting platform next to Corvus. On round 64, activate Corvus's Echo and Storm spells, and activate the Maelstrom ability off cooldown. On round 65, dismiss Storm, and then do a harvest when the balloons reach Corvus. Then, activate Corvus's Storm spell when the Moabs arrive, and throw in a Maelstrom ability for good measure once the Moabs reach it. On round 66, use the Blade Maelstrom ability on the fortified Moabs. On round 71, use the Blade Maelstrom ability on the cluster of Moabs. On round 72, activate Corvus's Echo and Storm spells when the first BFB arrives, and then use the Blade Maelstrom ability to clean up the second BFB. On round 73, use the Blade Maelstrom ability again to clean up the BFB insides. Use it again on round 74 for the BFB insides. On round 75, sell your Blade Maelstrom, Helicopter, Alchemist, and Village, and upgrade your Monkey Ace to Spectre. Buy a Village on round 77, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Upgrade it again to Jungle Drums on round 79, and this should clear the rest of the level. Pat's Pond is another converging 2-lane map where we can use the same basic sawdust strategy that we've seen numerous times. However, you will find this map to be quite a bit harder than the others, as our setup has very few chances to pop the balloons exiting on the left. As such, I'd recommend modifying the build order by putting down a Glaive Ricochet earlier. Specifically, put down a Glaive Ricochet Boomerang on round 39, then an Acidic Mixture Dip Alchemist for round 40. Then, cross-pathing the Boomerang with Red Hot Rangs on round 43, upgrading the Alchemist to Berserker Brew with Perishing Potions on round 46, adding a Radar Scanner Village on round 49, upgrading the Boomerang to more Glaives on round 50, upgrading the Village to Jungle Drums on round 51, getting out a Never Miss Monkey Ace on round 56, cross-pathing it with lots more darts on round 58, and then upgrading the Alchemist to Stronger Stimulant on round 62. After this, the route converges with our basic sawdust strategy until round 80, where we can sell all of our towers, buy a submarine, upgrade it to First Strike, and use the ability to take out the final ZOMG. I would also recommend using your abilities as much as possible to avoid any issues. The next map is Mesa. This is a converging 2-lane map, but one where the lanes don't fully converge. Sada does have the range to cover both lanes, so we will still use her here, but she is not as good here as she is in other maps, so the strategy is quite tough as we'll need to use a lot of well-timed abilities to survive. The strategy is somewhat similar to the one we did in Last Resort, but with one major difference, as we'll use a Juggernaut to help with some crowd control before round 40. We'll start with our free Dart Monkey here, and a non-free Dart Monkey here. On round 6, we'll sell our non-free Dart Monkey and replace it with Sada. On round 9, we'll get down a Sniper over here, leaving it on first. We'll upgrade our Dart Monkey to Sharp Shots on round 10, Razor Sharp Shots on round 12, and Spike-O-Pult on round 15. We'll then get down a Bomb Shooter on round 18, putting it under this wheel here, as we need to ensure there is enough space between it and Sada for another tower. Upgrade it to Extra Range on round 20. Use Sada's Leaping Sword ability on round 21. Upgrade the Bomb Shooter to Frag Bombs on round 22, and then Cluster Bombs on round 27, before cross-pathing it with Bigger Bombs on round 28, and Heavy Bombs on round 32. We'll cross-path our Dart Monkey with Enhanced Eyesight on round 33. Use Sada's Leaping Sword on round 35 and 36, targeting the bottom row if possible. Upgrade the Dart Monkey to Juggernaut on round 37. Upgrade the Sniper to even faster firing as soon as possible during round 38, and then cross-path it with Shrapnel Shot before round 40. Leaping Sword the insides of the round 40 Moab as soon as it pops. Be warned, the timing will be very tight. Use Leaping Sword again on round 43, trying to target the bottom row. Upgrade the Sniper to Semi-Auto on round 45. Upgrade the Bomb Shooter to Recursive Cluster on round 48. Get down an Alchemist between your Bomb Shooter and Sniper on round 49, upgrading it to Acidic Mixture Dip. Upgrade it again to Berserker Brew cross-pathed with Perishing Potions on round 50, and then to Stronger Stimulant on round 53. Get down a Village on round 57, giving it Jungle Drums and making sure it covers the Sniper and ideally Sada. Cross-path the Village with Radar Scanner on round 59, and then upgrade it to Primary Training on round 60. Get down a Boomerang in Village range on round 63, upgrading it to Glaive Ricochet before cross-pathing it with Red Hot Rangs during the round. For round 64, sell your Dart Monkey and get down a second bomb shooter wedged between Sada and the recursive cluster, setting it to strong and upgrading it to Moab Mauler. Be sure to use Sada's leaping sword on the top row at the end of the round. Upgrade the bomb shooter to Moab Assassin as soon as possible during round 66. Use the Moab Assassin ability whenever possible to break down BFBs. Upgrade the sniper to full auto on round 73. Upgrade the boomerang to more glaives on round 75. Sword charge round 76. Get down a second boomerang on round 77, upgrading it to bionic boomerang before cross-pathing it with red hot rangs during the round. This boomerang will be outside of village range, which is okay. Sword charge the 2 ceramic rushes on round 78. Upgrade the boomerang to turbocharge on round 79 and use both abilities on the fortified BFBs. Finally, use all abilities to take out the final ZOMG. The next map is X Factor. While at first glance this may look like a converging multi-lane map, our towers are not able to hit anything where the tracks actually converge. As such, we will need to treat this as a multi-lane map where the tracks do not converge. For these kinds of maps, I generally recommend using Oben, as he has a decent amount of range and his main attack projectile can seek balloons in different lanes, even through walls. He also has a strong mid-game with his Wall of Trees ability, as it can tank multiple Moabs while also providing us with some extra money. One saving grace about this map is that the track is actually decently long, which lets us use some unconventional half-cash towers. In particular, we will use a supply drop sniper, which provides barely enough pierce on this map to handle some of the ceramic rushes, and it also has an ability that gives us some much needed money. We'll start by placing our free monkey on the top right here. We can then save directly into Oben, who we can place here on round 6. With Oben, we'll want to spam our brambles off cooldown. We'll then get down a sniper on round 9, setting it to strong. Get down a druid on round 12, upgrading it to Thorn Swarm on round 15, Heart of Oak on round 17, and Druid of the Jungle on round 25. Upgrade the sniper to Full Metal Jacket on round 28, and Fast Firing on round 30. Get down a second sniper on round 32, leaving it on first, and upgrading it to Night Vision Goggles on round 33. Upgrade your first sniper to Even Faster Firing on round 35. Upgrade the second sniper to Full Metal Jacket on round 38. Avoid placing your brambles on round 39. On round 40, upgrade your second sniper to Large Calibre and place down a bramble once Oben starts attacking the Moab. Upgrade the second sniper to Shrapnel Shot on round 41 and then to Bouncing Bullet during round 44. Oben's Trees ability will become available on round 48, so target them to the bottom track and refresh them. Upgrade the first sniper to Semi-Auto on round 49. On round 50, move Oben's tree targeting to the top and refresh them after the first Moab gets cleaned up. Refresh the trees again on round 53. Upgrade the sniper to Supply Drop as soon as possible during round 55. Refresh the trees again on round 56. Set the Semi-Auto sniper to Strong on round 57. Use a Supply Drop on round 58. Upgrade the first sniper to Full Auto on round 59. For round 60, retarget Oben's trees to the bottom, do a supply drop and refresh the trees. For round 62, get down an Alchemist next to our second sniper, upgrading it to Berserker Brew Crosspathed with Perishing Potions. For round 63, activate a supply drop at the start and refresh the trees as soon as they burst open during the second Ceramic Rush. Upgrade the Alchemist to Stronger Stimulant on round 64. Do a supply drop and refresh the trees off cooldown during round 65. Do another supply drop and tree refresh off cooldown on round 67. Get down a village covering our towers on round 68, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Do another tree refresh and supply drop off cooldown on round 69. Get down a Monkey Ace on round 71, upgrading it to Centered Path and setting its flight path to Figure 8. Upgrade it to Neva Miss Targeting on round 72 and do a supply drop off cooldown. Refresh the trees on round 73. On round 74, sell the Snipers, Alchemist, and Druid, and upgrade your Monkey Ace to Spectre, switching the flight path to centered path. Cross-path the Ace with lots more darts on round 75. Finally, upgrade the village to Jungle Drums on round 76. This will clear the level. The next map is Geared, which is a gimmicky single-lane map where the main platform rotates every round. The gear completes a revolution every 8 rounds, and 3 of those rounds will move the towers so that they do not reach the track, making any non-global range towers useless almost 40% of the time. As usual, we can use Corvus to overcome the gimmick. However, there are a few things we need to be mindful about. Since we want to use the Blade Maelstrom for round 63, we need to make sure that it's at the correct position on the gear so that it can handle that round. Additionally, since this is a harder advanced map, we will incorporate some farming in this, which will let us get a Spectre on round 72 instead of round 75, at the expense of the early 50s being slightly harder. We'll first place down 2 Dart Monkeys here, and here. We'll get down another Dart Monkey on round 5, another on round 7, and another during round 8. We'll let this hold until round 14, where we'll sell all non-free Dart Monkeys and buy Corvus at the front. We'll do a quick harvest at the end of round 14, and then we'll activate Corvus's Spear spell when the pinks arrive on round 15, keeping it on during round 16 as well. On round 18, we'll harvest the last Green Rush. We'll activate Spear on round 20 and keep it on during round 21 until it runs out. Get down a helicopter on round 22, putting it on the left side of the gear and locking it over the track. Use Corvus's Soul Barrier spell to tank the round 24 camo. On round 25, harvest a few of the purples. Upgrade the helicopter to quad darts on round 27. Use Corvus's Spear spell for the round 28 leads, dismissing it on round 29. For the round 30 leads, harvest the first couple, and then activate Corvus's Ember spell for the rest. Upgrade the helicopter to IFR on round 33, and then to Pursuit as soon as possible during round 34. On round 35, move Corvus to the front and harvest one of the rainbows to gain some mana. Use Corvus's Ember spell for the round 37 leads. Upgrade the helicopter to Razor Rotors on round 38. On round 40, place down a banana farm on the right side of the gear. Move Corvus to the front of the track and use his Ancestral Might spell for the Moab. Upgrade the farm to increased production on round 41 and greater production on round 42. Use a Trample spell on the ceramics on round 43. On round 46, upgrade the banana farm to Marketplace. Then, move Corvus to the front and harvest one of the ceramics. Use Trample for the ceramics on round 47, and another Trample for the ceramics on round 49. Things will now start to get a little tricky. Get down a Monkey Ace here on round 50, upgrading it to Neva Mistargeting and setting the centered path to the top right. Move Corvus to the front of the map and start the round. Cross-path the Monkey Ace with lots more darts as soon as possible during the round. Harvest a few of the ceramics, and then use Corvus's Ancestral Might spell for the last Moab. Activate Corvus's Vision spell on round 51. On round 52, use Corvus's Storm spell when the Moabs arrive. Dismiss the Storm spell at the start of round 53, activating it again when the Moabs arrive. Get down a village on round 54 covering your Monkey Ace and helicopter, and upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Then, move Corvus to the front of the track within village range and start the round. Harvest the first few ceramics for some mana, and then activate both Corvus's Storm and Echo spells when the Moabs show up. Dismiss the Storm spell at the start of round 55. For the 4th ceramic rush, do a quick harvest, and then activate Corvus's Trample spell to clear it out. Then, use Corvus's Storm spell for the final Moab during the round. Get down an Alchemist next to the Monkey Ace on round 56, upgrading it to Berserker Brew. Upgrade the village to Jungle Drums on round 58. On round 59, cross-path the Alchemist with Perishing Potions. On round 60, sell the free Dart Monkey and buy Attack Shooter here, upgrading it to Blade Shooter. When the BFB arrives, do a harvest and then activate Corvus's Storm spell. On round 61, dismiss the Storm spell and activate Corvus's Spear spell when the second Moab pops. On round 62, dismiss Spear and upgrade the Tack Shooter to Blade Maelstrom as soon as possible. Then, move Corvus to the front and do a quick harvest for some mana. Then, activate Corvus's Storm spell for the fortified Moabs, dismissing it as soon as they pop. On round 63, use the Blade Maelstrom ability for the first Ceramic Rush, trample the second Ceramic Rush, and then use the Blade Maelstrom ability again for the third Ceramic Rush. On round 64, move Corvus to within village range. Harvest and storm the Moabs, and then use the Blade Maelstrom ability off cooldown to break down the fortified Moabs. Dismiss the Storm spell on round 65, then harvest the Moabs and activate Storm again for the BFBs. Leave the Storm spell on for round 66 and use the Blade Maelstrom to clean up the fortified Moabs. On round 67, move Corvus to the front and do a quick harvest on the Moabs. On round 68, move Corvus back to within village range and activate both Echo and Storm for the BFB. On round 71, use the Blade Maelstrom for the cluster of Moabs, and do a Harvest, Echo, and Storm afterwards for good measure. On round 72, sell your farm, helicopter, alchemist, village, and tack shooter, and upgrade the Monkey Ace to Spectre. Get down another village covering your Monkey Ace, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Upgrade the village to Jungle Drums on round 75. For a bit more safety, get down an Alchemist next to your Ace on round 77, upgrading it to Berserker Brew. Crosspath it with Perishing Potions on round 78, and then finally upgrade it to Stronger Stimulant on round 79. This will clear the rest of the level. Erosion is another gimmicky single lane map where a chunk of land disappears every 18 rounds, and all towers on that land get automatically sold. Corvus once again overcomes this gimmick, as long as we teleport him before the ground disappears. Furthermore, the track length is quite a bit shorter than the previous maps where we've done this strategy, and as a result this map is quite a bit harder. We will use quite a few more Corvus spells, and like with Geared, we will also use a banana farm to get more money so that we can get a Spectre down a few rounds earlier. We'll start with a Boomerang here and Dart Monkey here. We'll let this hold until round 13, where we'll sell the Boomerang and replace it with Corvus here. We'll do a Harvest on round 15, and another Harvest on round 19. Activate Corvus's Spear spell on round 20. Place down a Helicopter on round 21, locking it over the track. Dismiss Corvus's Spear spell after starting the round. Do a Harvest on round 23. Let our pre-game prep tank the round 24 camo. Use Corvus's Trample spell for the round 25 purples. Use Corvus's Spear spell for the round 26 zebras. Upgrade the Helicopter to Quad Darts on round 27, and dismiss the Spear spell when starting the round. Activate Spear again for the round 28 leads, dismissing it on round 29. Harvest the first few round 30 leads, and then use Corvus's Ember spell to clear them out. Upgrade the Helicopter to IFR on round 33. Move Corvus up a row on round 34, and upgrade the Helicopter to Pursuit. On round 37, use Corvus's Ember spell for the leads. Upgrade the Helicopter to Razor Rotors on round 38. On round 40, get down a Banana Farm here, and then use Corvus's Ancestral Might spell to break down the Moab. Upgrade the farm to Increased Production on round 41, and Greater Production on round 42. Use a Trample spell on the Ceramics on round 43. On round 46, upgrade the Banana Farm to Marketplace, then harvest one of the Ceramics during the round. Use a Trample for the Ceramics on round 47, and another Trample for the Ceramics on round 49. Get down a Monkey Ace here on round 50, upgrading it to Never Miss Targeting and cross-pathing it with lots more darts as soon as possible during the round. Then, activate Corvus's Ancestral Might spell for the second Moab. Activate Corvus's Vision spell on round 51. Move Corvus up 1 row on round 52 and activate his Storm spell when the Moabs show up. Do a quick harvest as well to gain back some mana. Dismiss the Storm spell at the start of round 53 and then activate it again when the Moabs show up. Get down a village on round 54, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Dismiss Corvus's Storm spell after starting the round. Then, when the first Moab gets within Corvus's range, harvest it and then activate both Storm and Echo. Dismiss Storm after starting round 55. Do a harvest and trample on the 4th Ceramic Rush, and then activate Storm again for the Moab. Get down an Alchemist on round 56 next to the Monkey Ace, upgrading it to Berserker Brew. Dismiss the Storm spell after starting the round. Harvest the first 2 Moabs on round 57. Upgrade the village to Jungle Drums on round 58. Crosspath the Alchemist with Perishing Potions on round 59. Move Corvus up a row within village range before round 60, and get down Attack Shooter, upgrading it to Blade Shooter. Use Corvus's Ancestral Might spell when the BFB gets within range. On round 61, activate Corvus's Spear spell after the first 2 Moabs pop. On round 62, dismiss the Spear spell, do a harvest, and upgrade the Attack Shooter to Blade Maelstrom as soon as possible during the round. Activate Corvus's Storm spell when the fortified Moabs show up, dismissing it as soon as they pop. On round 63, use the Blade Maelstrom ability for the first Ceramic Rush, trample the second Ceramic Rush, and then use the Maelstrom ability again for the third Ceramic Rush. On round 64, do a harvest on the first Moab, and then activate Corvus's Storm and Echo spells. Then, use the Blade Maelstrom ability off cooldown for the final fortified Moabs. Dismiss the Storm spell at the start of round 65. Do a harvest on the ceramics and activate the Storm spell again when the Moabs show up, and then use the Blade Maelstrom ability and a Trample spell to clean up the BFBs. Leave the Storm spell on for round 66. Harvest a couple of the Moabs and use the Blade Maelstrom ability to clean up the fortified Moabs. On round 67, dismiss the Storm spell, and use Corvus's Dark Ritual ability to refill your mana. On round 68, use the Echo and Storm spells on the BFB, and use a Blade Maelstrom ability to clean up the insides. Dismiss the Storm spell on round 69. On round 71, use the Blade Maelstrom ability on the cluster of Moabs. Then, do a quick harvest and activate Storm and Echo to clean up the rest of the Moabs and ceramics. On round 72, sell the Helicopter, Farm, Alchemist, and Village, and upgrade the Monkey Ace to Spectre, centering the path to the end of the track here. Buy another village, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Upgrade the village to Jungle Drums on round 75. For a bit more safety, get down an Alchemist next to your Ace on round 77, upgrading it to Berserker Brew. Crosspath it with Perishing Potions on round 78, and then finally upgrade it to Stronger Stimulant on round 79. Finally, for round 80, sell your Monkey Ace and buy a Submarine, upgrading it to First Strike and using the ability to take out the final ZOMG. The final map is Castle Revenge, which is a diverging 2-lane map. We will use Oban for this map, for the same reasons as X Factor. And as a note, this map is pretty difficult, so don't be surprised if this takes a few tries. We'll start by placing our free Dart Monkey here and a non-free one down here. Place Oban in the middle here during round 8. Spam his Brambles off cooldown. Get a Sniper down on round 11. Upgrade the top dart to Sharp Shots on round 12, Razor Sharp Shots on round 14, and Spike-O-Pult on round 16. Keep this symmetrical by upgrading the bottom dart to Spike-O-Pult on round 22. Upgrade the top dart to Enhanced Eyesight to pop the round 24 camo. Upgrade the Sniper to Fast Firing on round 27 and even faster firing on round 30. Upgrade the bottom dart to Enhanced Eyesight on round 33. Upgrade the top dart to Juggernaut on round 37. Upgrade the Sniper to Full Metal Jacket on round 38. Avoid Brambling on round 39. On round 40, get an Alchemist next to Oben, upgrading it to Acidic Mixture Dip. Place a Bramble as soon as Oben starts firing to break down the Moab. Upgrade the Alchemist to Berserker Brew on round 42, and cross-path it with Perishing Potions on round 43. Upgrade the Bottom Dart to Juggernaut on round 45. Oben's Wall of Trees ability becomes available on round 48, so use that as soon as possible to trap the balloons and make some extra money. Upgrade the Sniper to Semi-Auto during round 49. For round 50, target Oben's trees to the front part of the pipe here and refresh them, allowing it to catch both Moabs. If you target them correctly, you'll also avoid catching any regular balloons. Get down a village on round 51, upgrading it to Radar Scanner. Refresh the trees on round 53. Upgrade the village to Jungle Drums on round 54. Refresh the trees again on round 56. Upgrade the Sniper to Full Auto on round 57, and then Large Calibre on round 58. Avoid using your Bramble on round 59. On round 60, target the trees to the top and refresh them. Use your Bramble on the BFB as soon as Oben starts attacking. On round 61, get down a Bomb Shooter next to the Alchemist, upgrading it to Cluster Bombs before cross-pathing it with Heavy Bombs. On round 62, target the trees back to the middle and refresh them when the fortified Moabs show up. On round 63, upgrade the Bomb Shooter to Recursive Cluster, and upgrade the village to Primary Training as soon as possible during the round. Get down a second Bomb Shooter on round 65, setting it to Strong and upgrading it to Missile Launcher. We'll also target Oben's trees to the bottom of the track here, and refresh them when the round starts. We'll then upgrade the Bomb Shooter to Moab Mauler during the round, and we'll also use a Bramble when Oben starts attacking the BFBs. On round 68, Bramble when Oben starts attacking the BFB. Refresh the trees on round 69. Upgrade the Bomb Shooter to Moab Assassin on round 70. Get down a Boomerang here on round 72, upgrading it to Glaive Ricochet before cross-pathing it with Red Hot Rings. For round 73, target your trees to trap the top row and refresh them. For round 75, target the trees to the middle and refresh them. Use the Moab Assassin ability on the last BFB. Upgrade the Boomerang to more Glaives on round 76. Get down a second Boomerang on round 78, upgrading it to Bionic Boomerang cross-pathed with Red Hot Rings. Move the tree targeting to trap the top row and refresh the trees at the start of the round. Move the tree targeting to the bottom on round 79, refreshing them at the start of the round. Upgrade the Boomerang to Turbocharge during the round, and use both the Turbocharge and Moab Assassin abilities on the two fortified BFBs. Finally, sell all of your towers, buy a First Strike submarine, and use the ability to take out the final ZOMG. With that, we have now finished half cash for all 20 advanced maps. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you get your black borders on these maps. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.